Hey model fans, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video, and today I have another little car review for you. Again, if you watched my model update video at the beginning of the year, I said everything that you saw there was going to get its own individual video, as well as a lot of other stuff within the collection. So to continue that trend, today I'm going to go with another one of, I guess, the more recent purchases. I just got it at literally the end of 2025, so without further ado, let me turn the camera and we'll talk about the car. So today's car is going to be my Lamborghini Huracan Spyder from MR Collections. This is my first MR Collections model that I've purchased. Of course, I have a few, the two BBR Ferraris, the Dino Pro Pista, and I think I mentioned on a video before, I have the Zenvo TSRS, which is a Frontier Art model. So just another one, I guess, in my line of the super expensive models. But anyways, why did I get this one? Pretty much, I like Huracans. I wanted to get one of every variant. My friend Chris offered this one up for sale, so I jumped at the opportunity. Now, being that it is an MR collection, and I just mentioned it's one of the more expensive models, again, I bought it secondhand from my friend, so I paid, I think with shipping it was like $525 Canadian, and I know for these cars brand new, they go, and depending on spec and everything, they go between, let's say, the $500 and $600 range, brand new. That's Canadian. So not the most crazy expensive models ever, but definitely on the higher end of models compared to, you know, like an Auto Art, which is at like $300. And actually, would you guys believe that this isn't actually the original color and spec of everything of this model? So this is actually a one-off model that my friend Chris had customized. And this model was originally actually blue paint with a tan interior and silver wheels. And this one, as it sits here, is obviously painted white with this crazy blue metallic flake in the paint. I don't know if the camera is doing any kind of justice, but you can see, hopefully there's some blue flake. I do have some good photos, so I will put some photos up there so you can see how the blue metallic works, as the lighting isn't the greatest to show it off, but hopefully you can see it a little bit there in the paint, how there's obviously like a little bit of a bluish tint in there. Yeah, that's metallic paint that's all under the lacquer, so almost like a professionally, like actual car paint job done to it. And of course the custom seats, so all the black outside with all the blue right down the middle, and all the other blue accent bits. So, you know, you have the blue stitching on the dashboard and on the very top there, and the calipers have been repainted in blue. Again, I mentioned the wheels on this were originally silver as well, so I guess that's also a big change on the model. And yeah, everything else is pretty much as it was. You know, the bumper was black. Obviously, the sort of louver pieces on the back there were all black. But yeah, I will throw up some pictures, because actually my friend Chris did send me some photos, so I'll throw some photos in here somewhere of what this model actually did look like before, and then what it looks like now. And as I mentioned, of course, being an MR collection model and being higher end, I would expect the details to be there, and despite the fact that some of them are customized, you know, sort of the main details still remain. So like in all Lambos, all Huracans, we can see the red start stop flip up button there. Of course, this is one of the early Huracans, so pre-Evo, before all the screens on the inside. So we have all the buttons there, kind of in the central tunnel, which, you know, are like, I think your window controls, your climate control up there, you know, your hazard lights, some other functions up there as well. If I can flip the model there, we have right underneath the start stop button, we have our drive control modes, and of course the little armrest there in the center. Of course, also from this angle, we can see on the steering wheel the little red button, which is your drive mode selector. So, you know, sport, sport, track, and ESC off, or I don't remember exactly what it is on the Huracan, but yeah, the little red button there is your drive mode selector. The steering wheel is also well executed gently here, so yeah, everything is well done in there. Again, of course, as I said, most of the interior has been recustomized from the sort of the tan interior to the black and the blue, but all the details are in there as well, even down to having the little window here at the back which obviously is the main window when the roof is up. When the roof is down, just provides some extra wind buffeting as well. We flip the model over, not really much to see. There's some kind of indents on there to represent how the actual car would be, so you can see some of the ducts under there that would help aid in a bit of downforce. And cooling towards the engine, I guess maybe a little bit of an indent, to show like where the transmission tunnel and things like that would be. The exhaust at the back is well done. Of course, the Huracan kind of famous for the quad exhaust tips, 2 on each side. Pretty basic rear end, but that was pretty much the case for these cars back in the day. Not a lot going on. The tail lights, you can see there, if I shine some light, are a little bit blacked out, but you can still see the red tint in the back there. Of course, the Lamborghini logo right in the back. And then, like with a lot of models, in case you forget what it is, it says Huracan Spyder on the license plate. But yeah, everything is well executed. Again, for the high price point, I would expect the quality, the fit and finish to be good. Again, the fact that it's been customized, the fit and finish is all really good. And yeah, I'm just absolutely in love with the model. So, moving to the front. Fortunately, if I shine the light on there, you don't really see the flake, but hopefully you can see some of the blue metallic flake coming through there. But yeah, looking at the front, the headlights are standard Huracan. They're well done. This is an MR, it's a resin model, so nothing does open. So even there, the sort of shut lines, if you will, the fake shut lines are well executed. The hood is cut out properly on the model. There is some mesh at the front, which does look really good. It doesn't look sort of cheap and fake. It looks, basically like they just shrunk a real Huracan Spyder down to make it. So again, well executed. And again, I don't want to harp on it, but for the price point, I'm happy that the mesh actually does look very realistic and not just sort of like a cheap plastic. It feels quality. Yeah, take a quick look at the wheels. You can see obviously there the blue calipers with the Lamborghini text on it. Might be a little bit hard to see on camera, but is well executed there. Then even the little side vents with the mesh in them, again, to help with downforce and cooling. And yeah, just overall, I really, really like this model. All right, and since it is an MR collection model, I'll just touch on the box quickly. Now, don't mind the box being a little bit beat up. As I said, I'm not the first owner of this. I think I might, first, at least the second, maybe even the third. I'm not sure. So the box is a little bit beat up, but we're not going to really care too much about the box. So if we come in here, you can see it's still very nicely wrapped up from shipping. I'm basically going to keep it this way to keep the acrylic case nice and good in case I ever want to use it for display. But obviously my model is out. You can display it right in the display case if you wish. Just like with the BBRs, you do get a certificate of, I guess, authenticity there. So you can see some information written there, the inspection date, I guess the model reference, and then the person at MR who would have done the final check and sign off before it was put out to sale. Then we have a quick look at the base. You can see obviously the 3 mounting screws that would hold the model in place. Just a pretty standard base, so it's kind of a black leather base with some gray stitching. And then at the front edge here, of course, you have the little plaque there that just says the name of the model in the accurate text. So the accurate Huracan text from Lamborghini and the Lamborghini Spyder text with obviously the logo on the plaque as well. So not the most, the fanciest base, but I feel like with this, the car kind of does all the talking. So there we go, everyone. That's going to do it for the quick little overview of this model. Again, I absolutely love it. I just kind of like the story behind it. White probably wouldn't have been my first choice if I was just looking at buying one solely myself. But kind of with the story, with the fact that it had been customized and with the blue flake and there being so unique and a one-off that I didn't think I was ever going to have, because I thought my friend was going to keep it forever. But as I said, he had it up. He offered it up for sale. I jumped at the opportunity, and now it's part of my collection, and I don't see it leaving anytime soon. So if you guys want to buy a model like this, you can't have this one, but I will put a link down below to the MR website. I don't know, they don't make these era of Huracans anymore, but I'll put a link down to the MR website. You can go see what they have currently for sale. Maybe I'll put some links to some other sort of older ones for sale if you guys are interested, but just go and have a look around. But yeah, I wanted to make this hopefully a bit of a shorter video. Again, with the resin model, there's not a whole lot to open up and take a look at with this, but it's still very well executed. All the details are there. Again, custom paint, but I absolutely love the paint job on there. It's 10 out of 10. So if you guys did enjoy the video, please give it a big thumbs up. Remember to subscribe to the channel for more stuff, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye.